Morning, everyone, all of you busy bees on your way to SSC. Just congratulating you thus far, working so hard. So today the training is on verbiage, but it's while you're out in life. So first of all, my advice for you guys is to relax. Do not go to the grocery store thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to say to somebody when I start talking to them today? Or what am I going to say when I go out for lunch to this restaurant? Don't even think about it. When I do life, just go out and about, it doesn't even cross my mind as to who I'm going to have a conversation with. What I do is set an intention as who is going to be the lucky person that I'm going to share Juice Plus with today. That I put out there before I even leave. And then that's it. Just be yourselves. Just do what you got to do, whatever your errands are and whatnot. Be yourself and just be out there wanting to make friends, to engage in conversations, to get to know people better, and it happens naturally. And here's a couple examples that I can give you. I went out for dinner with Sarah, actually, when she came down for a regional training, and we just started chatting with our waitress and getting to know her and asking her how she liked it and how long she'd been there. And she was also a student, and so we started asking her what was she studying, and the conversation just continued, and sure enough, it turned into how aware she is of her health, because she was working at a Rawlicious restaurant, and how important that is to her. And then the line that I use 99, probably 100% of the time is, wow, you know, I don't know if what I do would be of interest to you, but I work with an amazing group of people that are all about inspiring healthy living around the world. If I sent you some info, would you take a look? And she said, sure. And guess what? She actually is a distributor on our team. But it doesn't always happen like that. You're not always going to get a customer out of it. You're not always going to get a distributor out of it. Your goal is just to share and, make a new friend. Or when you're out at the grocery store and, you see moms in maybe the health section looking at different things. Just start up a conversation. I don't have any specific lines per se. I just try to have a conversation from one mom to another, one person to another. Once I was in that section and there was an older lady she was picking up all different types of protein powders, and I just said, wow, there's lots of choices, eh? And she said, yeah. And I said, what are you looking for? Maybe I could help. And we just started a conversation, and I just shared with her about whey, and she was looking at Ensure, and I just said, yeah, that's not one that my nutritionist friends recommend. There's just so much sugar and whatnot in there. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I could share with you what I use. And she said, oh, can I buy it here at the store? And I said, no. I said, but I could give you information on it. She said, oh, no, thank you. So, you don't always get the customers. It's about just out and about sharing. Another example, gas stations, right? We're always putting gas in our car. And I was out probably around 11 at night once filling up my car. And there was a young girl working at the cash who was about my daughter's age. And I just thought, wow, what are you doing out here this late? Or did your mom know you work these shifts? That's what was going through my head. So I just said to her, wow, it's late. What time do you finish? And it was crazy hours. And I said, oh, how do you enjoy it? And she goes, oh, I don't like it, but it's helping me pay for school. And I said, oh, what do you study at school? She said, massage. I'm like, oh, really? I said, wow, that's amazing. I said, good for you working to pay for school. And I said, I get to work with a lot of massage therapists. I don't know if what we do would be of interest to you, but it's just an amazing group of people inspiring healthy living around the world. If I sent you some info, would you take a look? And she said, yeah, I would love that. I'm also really interested in nutrition. And she just grabbed a pen and a piece of paper and wrote down her email and sent it to me. Has she joined our team or ordered? Nope. But they do, and it does happen, and you just never know, right, when you're going to meet your next NMD. So just be yourselves, right? Be out there, just inspiring healthy living around the world, not trying to sell Juice Plus, not trying to recruit a distributor. It certainly will happen lots of times, but not every time. Just don't go out there with that sort of intention. And what I can tell you, so other than that, the best part of the GoPro training is I don't know if what I do is for you, or I don't know if what our family eats is for you, but if I sent you some information, would you take a look? I use that all the time because it's very non-threatening. It's simply asking more questions. and they can say yes or no. They don't feel threatened or that you're pushing information on them, as opposed to, oh my gosh, I have the best smoothie powder. Here, give me your address and I'm going to send you a few videos and you can look at it and then I'll follow up with you after that, right? That's just like jumping all over people. You're just casual, right? Because we really don't know if our product is for them. So I challenge you, just go out and about and engage in conversations with people and see where it goes. Be brave. When I was gunning for Q and NMD, Mitra would always say to me, how bad do you want it? You've got to make these conversations. And every time I walked into whatever business or whatever I was doing, I would hear Mitra on my shoulder, how bad do you want it? So it would force me to start a conversation because I wanted those promotions. I wanted to achieve that so badly. And yes, I have walked in places, started sort of conversations, not said anything, and then turned around and left. And I'm like, oh, so mad at myself. And then I'd hear Mitra as I'm standing in the parking lot, how bad do you want it? And I would turn around and I would go back in and somehow re-engage the conversation again. And I have to tell you, that is more awkward than just having a natural conversation. So just share while you're there. Just, as I said, start a conversation with people. Don't even think about, okay, what am I going to say about Juice Plus? Don't even think about Juice Plus. Be a human being and talk to them like a mom, like just a friend, right? That you engage in conversation and then start asking questions. That's the key, is always asking the questions, because they will tell you so much when they don't feel like you're trying to sell them anything. Does that make sense? So go out, guys, live your life, and just take Juice Plus with you, right? That's the best thing about this business. I hope that verbiage helped. Go back and review your GoPro so you get really good at all the steps. And then that one line that I use, I don't know if blah, blah, blah. Say that 10 times to yourself this morning before you go out, and say it a couple different ways, right? I don't know if what I do would be of interest to you, but if I sent you some info, would you take a look? Or the other, I don't know if what my family eats would be, what you're looking for, but if I sent you some info, would you take a look? And say that so it just rolls off your tongue and you feel really, really comfortable saying it when you're just out there. And the first time, if you guys have never done this before, you may feel awkward because you're going to feel like, oh, it's a line, if you will. But you need to say it enough, and then it's no longer a line. It's just part of your vocabulary, and that's how I feel. Like, that's because I really don't know, and I just shrug my shoulders and I throw my hands up. I'm like, I don't know but if I said blah blah blah, would you take a look? And then when they say, yeah, sure. Honestly, I've only ever had 2 people say no thanks to me. So the odds of getting their contact information are great, right? And then you continue building the relationship. They may not order right then and may not become a distributor right then, but then you can send them more information. You can invite them out to the different amazing speakers we have, right? And just start building this relationship, because we all know that it takes months, sometimes years before people come on board, right? Remember my Jen Brennan story, right? 5 years before she would order Juice Plus and become a distributor. And then a few years later where she really got it and rocked it to the top. So well, I knew she'd be a rock star, but you just never know when people are going to come to life and get it, right? So just go out there and share. You have such a gift, right? We have a responsibility to share with people what our amazing business and product can do for their health and their wealth. So on that note, everyone have an amazing weekend. I'm up at the cottage already, and we're about to go for a snowmobile ride, so I wanted to get this training in. So have a great weekend, everyone.